Well, good midday, good midday, good midday, good midday to you, one and all. Our prayer is that even in the midst of, it's not fog, smoky situations that are detrimental to our health, we still recognize that this is a good day. It's a good day because we're still breathing. It's a good day because we're still alive. It's a good day because the Lord has done for us what we cannot do for ourselves. It's a good day. It's a good day. So you have to excuse me. Our sinuses is cutting up. It's a good day because He is still meeting. Again, no sound. Hold on. Let me take a look here and see. I have sound. Sound is running perfectly. Um, might be your device, Iris. Jemison, Nancy, Carletta, good midday to you all. We are thankful to God for you being here. Cora, good midday to you. Valerie, good midday. God is an awesome, mighty, powerful God. Thank you for sharing. All right. Thank you, Iris. Thank you for our media ministry's consistency in making sure that our presentation is up to par. And so we're grateful to God for that. Rhonda, bless your sweet potato soul. Thank you, Lavonda. Denise, I see you as you are coming on board, and we are thankful for you, one and all. Please share. Please share. I thought I saw somebody. Yeah, Nancy shared. Please share. Please be so kind to share. That would be tremendous on this fabulous day. A couple of things that I want to share with you. I'll wait till more people have gotten on board, and then we will go from there. And so we'll see. Pray for Lady Harrison. She's got legend. I can't wait to see what that little boy has done. Okay. Chaplain Hearns, bless your heart. Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the consistency of being with us. And we're grateful to God for that. So I got 2 minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Elder James Mansell, bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here with us. Catherine, bless your heart. Bless your soul for being here on today. Okay. Thank you so much, Lavonda. I appreciate you. All of that. Okay. We're praying for her, praying for her husband and family in the passing of the. Okay. Okay. And so we will definitely do that. Erica, good midday to you. Minister Sarah, good midday to you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gladys, how you be? How you be? Sylvia Scott, bless your heart for being here with us on today. A couple of things I wanted to share with you. Number one, for those of you who were coming at 5 o'clock, I have canceled that. And the reason that I canceled it, Tom Gaither, thank you for being here. The reason I canceled it is because of the air quality. At that particular time, hey, Ayana, how you be? At that particular time, it will be in the 80s and the air quality will still be bad. And I'm just not taking any chances of anyone contracting anything because we're out here doing what we are doing. William, surgery tomorrow, praying for you. Sister Thomas, Kathy, Daryl Jones, my friend, good afternoon to you. And so I'm not going to allow the members of the church to be out here helping to trim and to cut grass and all of that, because the air quality is just not up to par. And I don't know, it'll probably be a week from today. Hey, Christy, how you doing? A week from today that we'll probably do it. It's going to rain, which is a good thing, because now it can wash this foolishness out of. I was talking to somebody, and I wonder if it was the United States pouring these fumes into their neck of the woods. What would be the reaction? Usually when there's some wildfire or whatever, you hear about what we do. We're over there, we're sending people, we're doing this, we're doing that. So I don't know. Minister Faye, Lady Bowling. So we've canceled that. So if you know anybody that met with me Sunday, let them know I'm just not going to let them get out in this level of air. I'm just not. And I want to share this with you. Drink water. Yeah, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? The irritants that are in the air are dangerous, especially if you have any respiratory issues. And so water flushes the system. It keeps you hydrated. That's one of the things that they say you need to do. The itchiness, the headache that comes along with that. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is I am overwhelmingly disappointed with the Supreme Court that has just struck down affirmative action. Hey, Lynn, how you feeling? Which means now our institutions of higher learning can rig things, do things so that African Americans who are qualified to be a part of these institutions of higher learning, they can come up with ways to keep them out. I expected it, because that's the time in which we live. That's the age in which we live. But just because it has happened doesn't mean there's not other recourses that can take place. So all I'm trying to say to you, and all I'm trying to share with you is, we're back now and I forget what Liz Cheney called these people, but she had a word for them. I'm gonna find it so I can share that with you. And so, hey, Jaleesa, how you doing? And so we still have a fight on our hands. Fight for equality, fight for opportunity. But I'm gonna tell you something. If we sleep issue 1 in Ohio, because if you know, the Supreme Court struck down the gerrymandering that was going on in another state. Victor, bless you, my friend. Oh, Trinette, bless your heart. And they're looking at Ohio next, because a lot of the things that they're doing are unconstitutional. And the thing that amazes me about this whole situation is these are white Christians. That's all I'm gonna say. Listen, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. When was the last time? And Ayana, I got to get with you, because I got to get in these facilities so that I can get these applications in for absentee ballots. And that's one thing that I forgot to share. I got to make sure that I share it on Sunday morning. If you have put in your application for an absentee ballot, you cannot change your mind and go vote. If you go vote and you have asked for an absentee ballot, your vote will be nullified. So I needed to get that out there so that you can understand. Once you have applied for it, that the only way for you to vote is through the absentee ballot process. We're going to have stamps and stuff available to make sure everyone will be able to mail them back. When was the last time you testified? Now, not test a lie, but testify. When was the last time that God did something amazing for you. Okay. That God, yeah, we're electing idiots. That's what it is. We're electing idiots. We're electing people with bipolar schizophrenia, racistic tendencies are getting in office. Thank you, Tom. And so when was the last time? I mean, you really, God did something for you so miraculous that you could not contain it. We talk about doing the work of the Lord. We're talking about being used by God. We're talking about all of these different things. But how is it that in these days and times, it's so easy to contain the greatness of God? It's so easy to not really talk about openly his greatness and his power. Well, there's a situation that happens in Mark chapter 7, and I think this is going to help us in understanding the power of wanting to be restrained but can't. Oh, Lisa, bless your heart for being here. And so in Mark chapter 7, starting at the 31st verse, they go over into Tyre and Sidon, and then when they get over there, they come into this region of Decapolis, and as they get there, there was one person. Hey, Dimples, how you doing? Hope all is well where you be. And so when they get there, they brought to him a person who was deaf and a person who could not speak. And this is a powerful point, seeing that he did not have the ability to approach the Lord and articulate what he wanted God to do, his friends. And I don't know about anybody else, but isn't it good? And I'm going to digress for just a second. Isn't it good to have somebody who can go to God on your behalf when you can't, you won't, or don't know how to? Henrietta, bless you. Bless you. Thank you for being here. Have you ever been so down and despondent and hurt and crushed and just almost at the point of losing your mind, and you and God are really not on speaking terms? Now, this is only for the people who are real. I want to talk to you phony folk out here that try to act like you and God have been cool every day of your life. That's not true. Bless you, Mary, for being here. But in those days when death and destruction and devastation and the consistent bombardment of things that seem to be destroying everything that you believe in, everything that you stand for, everything that you've trusted in, and you find yourself in those positions, isn't it good to know that you have somebody who can step up on your behalf and talk to God on your behalf, because your situation has you to the point that you don't even know what to say? And I know that's not for everybody, because many of us have never been, we've never been in a situation like that. We've never been hurt like that. We've never been devastated like that. But when those moments come and you don't want to talk to God, matter of fact, you don't even want to hear anything about God. You don't. That's right, Ayana. You don't want to be bothered with him, because it looks like the more you trust and believe, the less he responds. And it places you in a quandary as to what do I do? How do I go through life when life is going through me? And I'm so angry. I'm so hurt. I'm so mad that right now we're not on speaking terms. And so here's this person who can't speak, can't hear, but got friends that brought him to Jesus on his behalf and begged him to lay his hands on their friend. You do know that God knows how to lay hands on people, and those hands may not necessarily be divine hands, but might be hands that are used by the divine to bring healing and restoration in the lives of people. Okay. All right. See, I noticed some people, because one of the things that I have learned in the teaching motif is to keep it real. Because what happens is we get this flowery bit of ease teaching, and everything is just fine, and all you got to do is click your heels 3 times and grab up Toto, and then you're back in Kansas and all of that other kind of stuff. But I want to teach what happens when you click your heels 3 times, you lose your shoes and Toto, and it looks like the storm that should take you back home is now trying to destroy you. How do I manage that? And in the midst of situations like this, you better have somebody who knows how to go on your behalf, because you can't articulate it and you don't want to hear it. Okay? And so they beg him, they beg him, they beg him, they beg him. They say, please lay your hands on him. Here's the thing that's so amazing about this. Jesus takes him aside from the multitude, because sometimes in order for God to work in your life, you can't afford to necessarily have the wrong people in your company. Okay. Everybody who is rolling with you in your bad times doesn't necessarily want to see you come out of them. And so what Jesus does is he takes him off to the side and he does something real strange. Because you do know that if you have studied the miraculous moves of God through Jesus Christ, Jesus does not always do the same thing every time, but he has a reason for doing what he is doing. He takes him to the side, he puts his fingers in his ears, and he spat and touched his tongue. Look, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. What? It's almost like when the prophet told him to go wash in the Jordan River. I believe it's the Jordan, and he got upset. He said, "Why can't I go to Damascus? Because the water is clean." In the midst of this, he sticks his fingers in his ears, and then he takes the saliva off of his tongue and puts it on his. And then he looked to heaven and sighed and said, "Be open." And the Bible says that immediately his ears opened and his tongue was loose. And he was given a command. He was commanded that they should not tell anybody. But the more he commanded them, the louder they got. Think about this. Jesus is saying to them, now don't tell nobody. And he's doing it repetitively, because y'all got to look at the text in order for you to understand what he's saying. Let me say it again. Spat, touched tongue, looking up to heaven, sighed and said, "Be open." And immediately his ears were open and his tongue was loose and he spoke plainly. Then he commanded them that they should not tell no one. But the more he commanded them, the more widely the more Jesus said, "Don't tell nobody," the more they told it. See, there's got to come a point in your life. And I'm going to say this, and this is probably going to rub a couple of people the wrong way. If you've got the same testimony over the past 15 years, you don't have a testimony. You have a redundant saying. Testimonies are predicated upon the fact that you have gone through the test. And the reason you've gone through the test is because the test creates the testimony, because it wasn't you that passed the test. It was the God in you that did. Ooh, bless his name. Do I have anybody that's catching what I'm saying? And so they're neat. Remember, I talked about this. I talked about this last night in midweek. I talked about the fact that when you're on fire for the Lord, because you gotta be ignited first. You got to go back and look at it again, because I'm not going to go through that whole thing again. And once you are ignited and become ablaze, and we collectively come together in a blaze moment, can you imagine what God would do in the midst of a bunch of people who are on fire for him? And so this man would not shut up. He let it be known in no uncertain terms that he's a great God. I guarantee you, he was redundant in what he said. He's a great God. He's a powerful God. He's all in all. He's everything. He's everything I've needed him to be. I could not hear. I could not talk. But when he opened my ears and touched my tongue, oh, what a change has come over me. And you got to see, testimonies come from tests, but testimonies are also designed to help those who are being tested. Jesus, help me to teach this, please, Lord. Help me because when you come through the test and you testify of the test, people who are being tested are encouraged, because the same God that brought you through the test is also engaged in their life while the testing is going on. And so the next thing you know, you get all of these people talking about the different experiences that they have had with God. But in the midst of that, it's he who set us free. It's he who loosed our tongues and loosed our minds and loosed our habits and dispositions and brought us into a position. And ultimately, ain't but one person that gets the glory. It ain't you. It ain't me. It ain't the folk in the congregation. It is designed to bless him because he's blessed us. I got to go. Listen. If you have respiratory issues, stay inside. I'm about to shout. I'm trying to hold my shout in. Don't forget, for those of you that were coming at 5 o'clock, do not come. We're not going to be out there with the air quality being what it is right now. I will let you know when we reschedule and all of that kind of good stuff, because we got a lot to do, and that requires a lot of effort. And they were saying that, you shouldn't exert yourself in this kind of weather. And so thank y'all so much. I appreciate you from the depths of my heart being a part of this learning experience. And I look forward to seeing you. I think the time may change to, I'll put it out there far enough in advance so that you'll know, because it might be a time change tomorrow. But I love you with the love of Jesus Christ. You have a blessed and powerful day in the Lord. May God bless you. May he keep you, is our prayer.